With your knowledge in the feds, what do you predict with Lil Durk's situation?
He gonna tell he gonna get spanked. He's not beating the feds. You don't see his mans.
The Vonnie, OTF Vonnie?
The feds only got you if somebody is telling, right? Because they build their case around the cooperator.
Right around the same time, 2019.
2019, you said 2020, right? He came home and said,
Yep.
Son, I turned Muslim in jail. You do it too. Get out of here in jail. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, bitch, me lie. Go to jail, turn Muslim. Look for God out here. Yeah. Like I talk, this is what I do. Look up when Durk's father came home. Durk's father turned Muslim up top, right? Durk's father turned Muslim in prison, came home and said, son, convert to Islam. Which is not a problem, but don't use Islam for clout. Don't do that. And when you allegedly send that hit out to kill Lil Pad, is that a Muslim thing to do, bro? He just started
I literally have seen Durk do the Muslim thing in a Muslim garb for years before he got arrested.
You know
I
why?
definitely saw that.
Look up when Durk's father came home, bro. Every rapper that goes to jail turns Muslim. Because listen, you know I know real life Muslims, right? You know Muslims, and someone corrected me on this. You know Muslims, when I was in jail, just now too. When I was in jail, I was with the person that slept behind me, no, right next to me, was Mo, right? It was an Arab dude. We call him Ak, right? He was in there for selling drugs or whatever out the store, right? But every day he'll pray like 3 times a day. They corrected me that was 5. Now I'm not up at 6 in the morning. I don't know what times he getting up, going to the back and praying. He brings his rug, he walks down the dorm, and in the back, you know, he finds a nice little quiet place, gets on his knees and starts praying, right? When do you see these doing that out here, bro?
Durk was spotted getting really emotional while explaining his current jail situation to the judge in court. He even had his team post on his Instagram story. Crazy how you gotta wait until it's dark out to see who really with you. Durk is feeling completely alone right now. Even DJ Akademiks broke down how all these rappers have turned their backs on him and left his side.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the went on tour with, did songs with, called you they brother, they twin. I wouldn't be surprised if these rappers try to India. These are down low and dirty. And I think this is what, I think Durk right now is thinking that, man, I thought I was just with a whole bunch of real. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And I feel bad for Durk. When King Slime got locked up, there was a whole parade. Free him! Free him! Free him! Oh, nah. Everybody would post details of the case. How is this humane? How could they do this? Yo, free... not smart. No, free Slime. Durk got locked up. They might give that half a bar. Free Smirk. And they moved the... I'll give credit. I have heard some of these guys have sent lawyers. Good for that, but Smirk is in there, man, realizing the world don't stop spinning because you locked up.
Due to everyone abandoning him and leaving his side, Akademiks went even further to explain that once Durk gets out of jail, he's not going to be the same rapper we all know and love. The whole experience is going to change him completely.
Let me tell y'all, the Durk y'all loved when he was free, if he gets back out again, he'll never be that Durk. I'm gonna tell you why. He done learned a lot of lessons. This is me assuming, nothing he's told me. But the things that he did for others, y'all know when he came on my podcast, right? And he said, man, yo, Gunna's a snitch. I can't Gunna. Man, that. I don't care. I love Thug. He said that because Thug told him. Yo, what Durk is realizing, Durk is a great soldier, but nobody looked at him like a leader. Durk was willing to move on behalf of the people he's loyal to when they get locked up. When he locked up, they might drop him as a bar in a song, but...
Durk will never go back to jail for one very specific reason, and that's his current horrific jail situation. His legal team is desperately looking at every possible way to get him out because he's been sitting in solitary confinement for the last 4 months straight. And get this, the jail is punishing him all because he had an Apple Watch on him. The news reported, on January 6th, the Chicago rapper's legal team filed an urgent request for a status hearing. They're addressing how Durk has been detained in a special housing unit without any due process since August 29th, 2025. He's been confined to a tiny jail cell, barely big enough for a single bed, a toilet, and a sink for 23 hours every single day. The report continues. He doesn't have access to commissary at all. He's only permitted one phone call per month and absolutely no in-person visits whatsoever. He was originally thrown into this special handling unit as punishment for simply having an Apple Watch in his possession. But here's the crazy part. Durk's attorneys are claiming that this infraction still hasn't even been reviewed by the discipline committee to determine what the proper disciplinary action should be. And normally, that review would happen within just 5 working days. Even inmates from Durk's own cell block have been reaching out and calling people close to Durk's case talking about this situation.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they're trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
But then the absolute worst thing possible just happened to Lil Durk. His court hearing was literally about to start, but it ended up getting delayed at the last minute. The news updated everyone on the case, reporting Durk's co-defendants, D, Boogie, and Brown Eyes, all agreed with the government to push the entire trial back 5 whole months to May 4th. But Durk completely disagreed with this decision and actually wanted the trial to begin as originally scheduled on January 7th. However, the prosecutors fired back at Durk's request with an extremely worrying statement. It was reported that Durk's trial prosecutors are claiming they have several cooperating witnesses lined up who will testify that he was the actual mastermind and real organizer behind the incidents. The prosecutors seem totally nonchalant and honestly don't even care when the trial starts because they're confident they already have witnesses ready to use against Durk. But eventually, the judge came to a final decision and it was officially announced. Durk's murder-for-hire trial has been pushed all the way back to the spring. The new trial date for Durk and his 5 co-defendants is now scheduled for May 4th with a pre-trial conference set to happen on April 13th. But this was just the beginning of all the new information coming out about Lil Durk's case. People who were actually at Durk's hearing today said he looked noticeably thinner, and he's cut off his dreads completely. Durk seems to be changing his entire appearance because he's been working out consistently on the inside. But here's where things get worse. A whole series of motions were straight up denied at that same hearing. It was announced that the judge denied his motion to dismiss the case for vagueness. His motion for a bill of particulars was taken under advisement. The judge is now letting both sides submit additional responses by Friday, and the motion to dismiss count 4 was also taken under advisement. A lawyer then explained further about what all these motions actually mean.
I'm a criminal lawyer, and I just learned that the rap artist Lil Durk just had his motion to dismiss his for hire case denied. To be honest, I'm not that surprised. Let me tell you guys something. There's only 2 ways that Lil Durk is rocking out of that federal courtroom on 2 feet. A jury of 12 people says that he is not guilty, or President Trump pardons him. There's no other way that Durk is walking out of that court free. That judge is not going to be dismissing any key evidence. He's not going to be dismissing any motions. He's not going to do anything that significantly helps Lil Durk walk out of that courtroom without having a trial. Now, how and why am I so sure of this? Well, here's the first thing I want to tell you. Most federal judges used to be federal prosecutors, exact prosecutors that are prosecuting Durk. A lot of judges used to stand in that very position. Federal prosecutors can be very biased people, and very rarely, once they put on that black robe and become a judge, do they get rid of those biases, okay? That judge very likely probably thinks that Durk is guilty. He just can't be the one to actually say it.
This basically means that Durk is going to need to go through with the full trial if he actually wants any chance of being released. And this news left content creators all over social media reacting to Durk's trial situation.
Remo, this is my last no jumper. Durk already told me I wasn't supposed to come back up here with that last.
Now look what happened to him.
That man got kids. You talking about look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about him.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Durk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop throwing stuff on a black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
The feds have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out.
So
this is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
jurisdiction? What type of police is
been
this?
alleged to have ordered them.
This
free smirk though.
Free smirk. But also maybe
police. It's a platform. This some police.
Just sit down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof that.
Well,
we don't.
However, the prosecutors are now bringing in a brand new snitch to testify against Durk. This new snitch actually leaked a group chat, which got the news outlets to report some serious allegations. The report states, Durk is now facing allegations from federal prosecutors claiming that he put hits on O-Block members specifically for not retaliating after King Von's death. Prosecutors are planning to introduce testimony from a witness who claims that Durk personally gave these orders. In the evidence that's been presented, it clearly states that Durk had a major feud with members of O-Block. This feud stemmed from Durk's belief that O-Block members weren't actually retaliating for King Von's passing like they should have been. But we've heard both Wack 100 and DJ Akademiks discuss what's really going on with all these snitches coming forward.
Life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
I'm not. You missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's co-conspirator too.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of them is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
But here's where things get interesting. It was just confirmed that one of the snitches testifying against Durk hasn't actually been telling the full truth this entire time. This could mean Durk might actually be found not guilty. Brand new court documents have revealed that a main witness completely switched up his entire story. At first, he clearly said there wasn't any bounty placed at all. But now, he's suddenly claiming there absolutely was a bounty. People are seriously questioning why one of the prosecutor's key witnesses would just randomly flip their story like that out of nowhere. Either this witness is trying to play games with the feds and completely mess up their case on purpose, or they're actively trying to make Durk look even worse by now claiming he had an actual money amount attached as a bounty for taking out Quando Rondo. However, Durk's co-defendant Didi is also caught up in this case, but he's trying his absolute best to get himself out of it. He's claiming that whatever Durk is being charged for has absolutely nothing to do with him whatsoever.
And that's what Didi did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Didi to hire. Didi's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
If charging Durk for allegedly ordering the hit on Quando Rondo that resulted in Lil Pab's death wasn't already enough, now they're claiming he actually tried to do it another time before that against Quando. It was just announced that the feds believe Durk was also behind the attempted hit on Quando Rondo back in 2021 at a gas station in Georgia. In the evidence files, it reads, Durk raps, "They're on my page like Slide for Vine. I know they trolling me." And in a podcast appearance, he said, "For some reason, I just don't see them comments anymore." But here's the thing. They aren't actually using these lyrics directly against Durk in court. Instead, they're using the date of the song's release to try and line it up with the timing of that first gas station hit attempt on Quando. Although there have already been multiple bond attempts made by Durk and his legal team, the news just reported something huge. According to words from Durk's own father, there's now a real chance of Durk being released on bond. This is his third attempt at getting bond, and his lawyers have put together an offer so great that the judge might not be able to refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, for the lease for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
This was happening right around the same time that the feds actually removed lyric evidence from the case. The lyrics that were removed contained the lines, "Told me they got an addy, they got the location. Look on the news, see your son screaming no." But Durk's lawyer made his stance on the charges clear. He thinks they're a complete joke.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But Durk's lawyer made his stance on the charges clear. He thinks they're a complete joke.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
But right before the judge was able to make his final decision on Durk's bond, something extremely concerning happened. The feds got Vonnie to snitch on the crew, and they updated his file to show that he was no longer in custody. This means he either got moved to a halfway house, is currently on house arrest, or was fully released altogether. But here's how we actually first found out about his snitching. Vonnie texted a friend explaining all his plea deal options. Unfortunately for Vonnie, that friend ended up leaking the entire text message. The leaked text read, "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for murder for hire. The max is 43, which is basically life. I'd get -2 points for taking a plea, -1 point for taking an early plea, and -2 points for having no criminal background. So I'll end up with 27 points total, which translates to 5 to 7 years in prison. I can't go to trial though. I don't want to get got like the other guys," as he's clearly referring to what happened to OTF Gam at the end of that message. But we'll talk more about that situation later. But what's really weird and unexpected is that Vonnie's own father somehow heard that his son was snitching and cooperating with the feds. So instead of protecting him, he actually took it as an opportunity to expose his son publicly for committing even more crimes. His dad claimed that Vonnie was personally responsible for taking out King Von, and that Lil Durk knew all about it.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in there.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? Yeah. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he.
At first, it makes absolutely no sense why Durk would want to take out his own best friend, King Von, right? But when you actually remember that they were both involved in a criminal case together at the time, it suddenly begins to make a lot more sense. Only a couple months after Von passed away, the charges against Durk were mysteriously dropped, and the entire case just ended. Durk essentially got a get-out-of-jail-free card simply because Von was no longer around.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their cheap spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting thing.
He was signed to boys. He was Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
But this revelation got fans really thinking and connecting dots. They started writing, "Vonnie's dad leaking that Durk allegedly had Von dealt with makes me seriously wonder why Durk suddenly goes on Instagram Live whenever he's connected to someone passing away." He went on live literally the minute that King Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck all passed away. People are now believing that he strategically used Instagram Live as an alibi to prove he wasn't directly involved in any crime at those exact moments. But Vonnie's dad wasn't done exposing his son yet. He came back again and said that his son is not only responsible for what happened to King Von, but also claims he's responsible for Lil Pab's death too.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that with the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages? Like that's
yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that. And with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell that just like you orchestrated Lil Pab, you orchestrated this. And guess who you work for?
Although people have been worried about the other snitches in Durk's case, it turns out that OTF DD's own younger brother, Ted, has been cooperating and snitching with the feds. This had rappers all over social media reacting like, "Please tell me this isn't real." But sadly, it absolutely is real. The evidence file that revealed him snitching was released, and it stated, the new Ted body cam footage shows him literally begging to snitch against Durk and other OTF members. This has completely changed the dynamics of the case. But people are most concerned about what Ted might have actually told the feds during his cooperation. His older brother is Didi, who is considered Durk's main hitter and right-hand man, so it's extremely likely that Ted knows a whole lot of inside information. But here's the crazy part. The only reason Ted even got involved in this case in the first place was because he got arrested at a store while carrying a firearm.
Really? Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
He was placed in a holding cell to wait, and eventually an officer came over to talk with him. At that point, Ted was literally crying his eyes out in the cell.
Hey, stop it.
I swear to God, I think I will tell you, please. I swear, please. Hey, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright? See what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me. Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax. Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.